Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. I'm your host, Ginny. Today, we have some exciting news highlights from around the region. First up, Chinese scientists have made a groundbreaking leap in aviation technology with the successful testing of the world's first oblique detonation engine, which could revolutionize hypersonic flight. This innovation is powered by standard aviation kerosene, and it's creating quite a buzz in the tech community. In other news, Hong Kong's finance chief has unveiled a strict budget for 2025, aiming to control government spending amid projected deficits. This move has raised eyebrows as residents brace for potential impacts on public services and welfare. Meanwhile, Asian shares took a significant hit today, with markets in Japan, Hong Kong, and South Korea experiencing sharp declines due to rising concerns over artificial intelligence and President Trump's proposed tariff hikes on Chinese imports. Stay tuned for more detailed coverage of these stories and more. Please continue watching for in-depth content. South China Morning Post. In a groundbreaking achievement, Chinese scientists have successfully tested the world's first jet fuel-powered oblique detonation engine, ODE, designed for Mach 16 flight. This innovation in hypersonic propulsion could revolutionize air and space travel, pushing the boundaries of speed and efficiency. Meanwhile, the tech landscape in China is shifting as Hangzhou emerges as a serious competitor to Shenzhen, thanks to a surge of startups focusing on artificial intelligence and robotics. In contrast, the U.S. faces challenges as its recent port fee proposals aimed at curbing China's shipbuilding dominance may backfire, revealing the limitations of its Asian allies to fill the production gap. South China Morning Post. Pioneering conservationists Michel André and Steve Boys are tackling significant environmental challenges through innovative exploration and research. André, a bioacoustician, is harnessing advanced technology to monitor the Amazon rainforest's biodiversity, creating a vast bioacoustics database to inform conservation efforts. His collaboration with local scientists aims to protect the rich ecosystem from human-induced threats. On the other hand, Boys has been traversing Africa's rivers for over a decade, uncovering vital water sources that could enhance the continent's resilience against climate change. His expeditions not only document ecological baselines but also foster partnerships with local communities to ensure sustainable water management and biodiversity preservation. Associated Press. Asian stock markets faced a significant downturn as investor confidence wavered amidst rising doubts about artificial intelligence and the impact of President Trump's tariffs on imports from Mexico, Canada, and China. Major indices in Japan, Hong Kong, and South Korea plummeted, reflecting a broader trend of uncertainty following a sharp decline in U.S. markets. Notably, tech giant Nvidia saw its shares drop despite a strong earnings report, as concerns about competition and pricing pressures loomed large. The economic landscape remains precarious, with inflation rising and household spending showing signs of caution, creating a challenging environment for the Federal Reserve as it navigates slowing growth and mounting inflationary pressures. South China Morning Post reports that the Hong Kong government has vehemently criticized U.S. Senators Jim Risch and Jeanne Shaheen for their recent resolution that accuses China of undermining the city's autonomy and its status as a global business hub. The Hong Kong administration labeled the resolution as baseless and despicable, arguing that it constitutes a political manipulation aimed at interfering with Hong Kong's internal affairs. The senators highlighted the detrimental effects of the 2020 national security law, which they claim has led to a decline in the rule of law and judicial independence, ultimately harming Hong Kong's credibility as an international business center. In response, the Hong Kong government defended its national security legislation, asserting that it has restored normalcy to the community and improved the business environment. In a significant development, the NGO Hong Kong Unison has announced its disbandment after 24 years of advocating for the rights of ethnic minority groups in the city, as reported by South China Morning Post. Chairwoman Alice Chung Minglin stated that the decision was made because the organization had fulfilled its mission, with an increase in resources and support for ethnic minorities from both the government and other organizations. Established in 2001, Unison played a pivotal role in promoting racial equality and access to education for ethnic minorities, successfully lobbying for the Race Discrimination Ordinance, which was passed in 2008. The organization's closure marks the end of an era of advocacy that has significantly impacted the lives of nearly 620,000 ethnic minority residents in Hong Kong. The Sydney Morning Herald highlights the booming international student market in Victoria, Australia, where public school staff have embarked on numerous overseas recruitment trips to attract international students. With over 9,370 international students enrolled in Victorian schools in 2024, the state has become the most sought-after destination for international education in Australia. The influx of fee-paying students has brought substantial revenue to public institutions, ranging from $13,000 to $20,000 per student. Despite the benefits, education economist Adam Rorris raises concerns about potential chain migration leading to overcrowding in certain schools, which could disadvantage local students. Nonetheless, the Victorian Education Department emphasizes the importance of balancing international student enrollment with local community needs, ensuring that every local student has access to their designated government schools. South China Morning Post reports on the ongoing Milan Fashion Week 2025, where the spotlight shines on several iconic brands. Gucci, despite a shaky start and a recent change in creative leadership, presented a collection that aimed to return to its roots, described as foundational. The show, while criticized for being somewhat derivative, reflects the brand's effort to stabilize amidst declining sales. Fendi celebrated its 100th anniversary with a collection that paid homage to its origins, featuring luxurious pieces reminiscent of the late Karl Lagerfeld's designs and attended by fashion luminaries like Sarah Jessica Parker. Meanwhile, Max Mara's Untamed Heroine collection drew inspiration from the Bronte sisters, offering timeless garments perfect for modern women, while Prada's Raw Glamour collection defied conventional fashion norms, showcasing a raw, unpolished aesthetic that challenged the status quo. In another feature, South China Morning Post highlights Demi Moore's remarkable return to the limelight at 62, following her recent win at the Golden Globes and an Oscar nomination for her role in the horror film The Substance. Known for her classic style, Moore was spotted at the Landman Photo Call in London, donning a chic Gucci ensemble styled by Brad Gorski. Her outfit, which included a tan blazer, slouchy jeans, and a bow-detailed blouse, exemplified a blend of elegance and modern femininity. This resurgence in her career and fashion sense has captivated audiences, showcasing her ability to remain relevant and stylish in the competitive entertainment industry. In economic news, South China Morning Post reports a significant drop in Hong Kong stocks, the largest decline in nearly 2 months, as President Trump announced plans to double tariffs on Chinese imports. The Hang Seng Index fell by 2.1%, reflecting concerns over potential stagflation in the U.S. economy due to ongoing inflation and trade tensions. This market downturn mirrored a broader sell-off in U.S. and Asia-Pacific stocks, with major indexes like the Nasdaq 100 suffering steep losses. The impact was felt across the region, with declines in indices such as Japan's Nikkei 225 and South Korea's Kospi, highlighting the interconnectedness of global markets amidst rising geopolitical tensions. Nikkei Asia reports that AllianceBernstein's Japan CEO, Kazuko Sakaguchi, believes Japan is on the brink of becoming Asia's leading asset management hub, thanks to ongoing corporate governance reforms and a shift towards a culture of investing. With capital and talent migrating from Hong Kong due to the pandemic, Japan has seized the opportunity to enhance its financial landscape. the government has introduced new principles for asset owners, encouraging them to take an active role in corporate governance, which Sakaguchi hopes will catalyze market growth over the next 2 decades. Additionally, Japan's new tax-free savings scheme aims to encourage citizens to invest their substantial cash reserves, further bolstering local stocks and attracting top financial talent to the asset management sector. South China Morning Post highlights Thailand's recent soft power initiative, which aims to promote various cultural industries, including tourism and the arts. However, the timing of this initiative has drawn criticism as it coincides with rising concerns about scam centers operating in the region, particularly affecting perceptions among Chinese tourists. Despite the government's efforts to combat these scams, including a high-profile crackdown that saw cooperation with Chinese authorities, skepticism remains. Many potential visitors are deterred by fears of abduction and exploitation, leading to a significant drop in Chinese tourist bookings. Critics argue that rather than focusing on soft power, Thailand should prioritize addressing these urgent issues to restore its reputation and ensure a safe environment for tourists. South China Morning Post also covers the excitement surrounding Hong Kong women's rugby sevens player Sabi Lynam as she prepares for a significant match against South Africa in Cape Town. This opportunity represents a once-in-a-lifetime experience for Lynam and her teammates, who have dedicated 2 months to training, including a practice match against Belgium. With the tournament structure allowing only the top teams to advance, the pressure is on. Lynam emphasizes the importance of sticking to their strengths as a nimble team while facing physically imposing opponents. Balancing her athletic commitments with her veterinary technology studies, Lynam has opted for part-time education to focus on her rugby career, demonstrating her commitment to seizing this pivotal moment in her sporting journey. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's population has seen a slight increase of 0.1%, reaching over 7.53 million, marking the 3rd consecutive year of growth. However, this stabilization is deceptive, as the underlying factors of births, deaths, and migration reveal concerning trends. Birth rates remain low, with only 36,700 newborns in 2024, the 3rd lowest since 1961, despite government incentives such as cash support for families. Historical data suggests a decline in births following auspicious years, and the decrease in marriages exacerbates the low fertility rate. While the city enjoys high life expectancy, many residents are living with disabilities, placing additional strain on healthcare. With future projections indicating a greater number of deaths than births, the aging population remains a significant challenge for Hong Kong, compounded by a net migration that has yet to fully address the demographic decline. Reuters Breaking Views highlights the ongoing crisis at Thames Water, the UK's largest water utility, which is facing a critical moment as it seeks rescue bids to stabilize its financial situation. The utility's problems stem from a combination of outdated infrastructure, rising population demands, and penalties for poor performance, all of which have led to a precarious balance sheet. The situation poses a dilemma for potential investors like KKR, who must navigate complex equity valuations and significant debt levels while also considering the impact of potential government intervention. If nationalization occurs, it could deter foreign investment in the UK's privatized sectors. The financial landscape is fraught with risks, including the need for substantial capital injections and negotiations with bondholders, raising questions about the future viability of Thames Water and the broader implications for privatization in the UK. South China Morning Post discusses the potential for Hong Kong's creative industries to rejuvenate its tourism sector, especially in light of recent budget cuts that will reduce funding for the tourism board. Despite a 19.1% decrease in tourism funding, experts believe that a shift towards investing in creative sectors could revitalize the tourism landscape by creating new attractions and enhancing the city's cultural appeal. Lawmaker Adrian Ho emphasizes the importance of leveraging soft power to attract visitors, while industry leaders express concerns over the cuts yet remain hopeful for effective utilization of remaining resources. Initiatives aimed at diversifying tourism markets and developing innovative products are seen as crucial for attracting high-spending tourists. However, challenges remain in addressing market concentration and ensuring long-term policy support for these creative endeavors, as stakeholders call for improved communication and collaboration with the government to foster a more vibrant tourism ecosystem. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn the lights on screen. What's the latest scene? Just you and me, laugh and disagree. On the couch we sit, talk about the hits, news and bits, chat through all the fits. 6-degree chess. Gotta talk about that. Like a crazy chat. Share where we're at. From whatever change to the world's big stage, everything's fair game under our spotlight's flame. Grab a coffee quick, get your hot takes thick. We're here to mix and pick, every topic's our flick. 6-degree chess.